Okay, I've got an experiment for you today. So I went to the range today because I'm all the time reading on the interweb about different kinds of ammo and how it's important to match your gun to the type of ammo that it likes the best. And so I went to the store and I picked up 7 different types of ammo that I wanted to try. 20 rounds of each of the 7 different types of ammo that I'm going to pop up on the screen here in a second. And I'm going to cycle through all 20 rounds on each type of ammo and show you the results on this target. You'll see the different kinds of ammo appear on the screen here. It's a little bit heavily weighted toward Hornady. That's just what they happened to have at the store when I went, and so that's what I had to shoot. Now, in order to control for the barrel heating up and so on, what I've decided to do is shoot 4 rounds of each of these different ammunitions at each target, and then cycle through, right? So I'll shoot 4 rounds of the first ammo, 4 rounds of the second ammo, third ammo, and so on. Each target will be dedicated to a particular brand and type of ammunition, so that as the barrel heats up, each different type of round will get to be used, and I'm not lumping them all together here. I'd love it if you guys would leave in the comments any thoughts you have about my technique, my approach, any obvious mistakes that I'm making. I really like this camera setup here. It's a bit weird and awkward to shoot with it. I'll do a follow-up video after this showing you exactly how I got the camera set up on my spotting scope and also on my rifle scope, and I'll also dig into the actual equipment that I'm using here, what kind of scope, what rifle, and so on to get these kinds of results. So that'll be a follow-up video coming next week. But yeah, I'd love some comments as far as what you think of my approach to doing this experiment. One of the things that you'll see here is that as I shoot, the camera mount actually goes all crazy. I can generally get away with shooting about, say, 2 shots before I have to readjust the way that the camera is sitting. I don't know of a way around this. I mean, the rifle obviously recoils when you fire a shot. But, it's not too irritating to get it readjusted back to the way you need it. So you'll notice that. The other thing that you'll notice is that each of these shot patterns is going to be in a different place on the target. So I did zero the scope for the Sierra Match Kings that are in the top left corner of the target 1. And so those rounds are going to be basically centered around the red dot on that target there, which, by the way, is 1 inch in diameter. But everything else is going to be in a different spot, right? So certain ammunitions will have more powder, less powder, bullets with different ballistic trajectories, and so on. So the patterns on each individual target are going to be really different, and I didn't attempt to adjust the scope for each one of those. So when it comes time to look at the results of the experiment, I'm going to go ahead and just recenter everything, including the Sierra Match Kings at the center of mass for the different impacts. That way everything's sort of on equal footing when it comes to measuring how accurate each one of these different kinds of ammunition are. If you slow down the footage and look at the frame right before the shot is fired on the rifle scope, the main view, you'll see that the crosshair is very, very close to the dead center of the target. But the rifle obviously bounces around a lot when the shot goes off. So you can do a close-up evaluation of how good my shooting actually is. I do pull some of these shots. I'm by no means a skilled rifle shooter person. But you can slow the footage down and go frame by frame and have a look at how good I'm actually doing here. One of the things I wonder about is how the way you hold the rifle when the shot actually goes off, how that impacts the trajectory of the bullet. I actually watched a YouTube video the other day that showed it actually talked a lot about recoil and how the way that the rifle recoils will actually impact the accuracy, right? So here I'm just using a bipod. I'm not using a rear bag. I'm not using a lead sled or anything like that. I wanted to keep it kind of pure. I don't like the idea at all of kind of bolting your rifle into a lead sled and then turning knobs and dials and stuff until your accuracy is perfect. I don't think that's very much fun. It feels a little bit like cheating, so I don't do that. But some folks do, and that's fine. But obviously the rifle is recoiling quite a bit when I shoot, and so perhaps that's impacting my accuracy. I'd love some comments on proper form or how the recoil of the rifle may be impacting the accuracy of the shot that I'm shooting. So some of you experts out there, it'd be great to get some feedback and some thoughts on how I'm actually doing in the comments. I suppose a more accurate test really would have bolted the rifle down or clamped it down into a lead sled or something like that. We could have gotten rid of all of the potential human error and so on. But I don't, like I said, I don't like that at all. I think that takes all the fun out of it, all the skill out of it. And so I didn't do that, even though that may have made it a more accurate test. What I hope is that because it's the same person, me, shooting the same rifle on the same day with the same conditions, that I'll get a good sense of the difference in accuracy between the different kinds of rounds. So what we're doing here is we're finishing up with the 7th type of ammunition. This is the Hornady American Gunner 155 grain that you're looking at now. And once we get through this first round, I'm going to show you four shots with each different type of ammo, and then I'll just speed through the rest so that you can see what's what, and then we'll go to results so that we can look at how the different kinds of ammunition actually stacked up. Now the thing you're looking at here is the view through my spotting scope sped up many times just so we can get to results faster. The thing that strikes me here is that the shot groupings are very similar across all the different kinds of ammo. You can see a little bit more spread from one to the next, but all in all, it was much closer between the different kinds of ammo than I expected. Okay, so at the end of the day, what ended up happening? Well, Remington Core Locked came in as the worst contender with an average miss of about 1 inch. The Federal Sierra Match King came in slightly better with an average miss of about 0.81 inches. The Hornady Match came in at about 3/4 of an inch average miss. Hornady Superformance, which is a stupid name, came in right at 3/4 of an inch average miss. Hornady American Whitetail came in at just under that at 0.748 inches average miss. And the winner was Hornady American Gunner, shockingly, one of the cheapest ammos we tried out at 0.693 inch average miss. Now the surprising thing here is that the cost of the ammo is not really correlated here with the quality of the results. Now Remington Core Locked was obviously the worst with an average miss of about 0.6. But Hornady's American Gunner, that ammo actually came out on top with an average cost of 80 cents a round, which is substantially less than some of the higher quality ammos that were there. So what's the verdict here? I don't think this means that you need to go out and ditch all your high-end ammo. What I do think it means is that your technique and your skill and your equipment is substantially more important than the kind of ammo that you're shooting. Now, there's certainly lots more that could be done here. We could look at, other brands of ammo. We could look at loading your own and seeing how that performs. According to everybody I know, it's the best, most accurate way to shoot. But what I find is that shooters, as they're getting started, tend to worry, and I know I did, tend to worry about all the little miniature details. What if I buy the wrong ammo? What if I get the wrong scope? What if my rifle isn't right? Or what if my trigger's wrong? Or what if the barrel is this? And what if I clean it wrong? And what chemical should I use? And all that kind of stuff. There are hundreds of little details that go along with the fun, the sport of shooting. But the most important one really is your ability as a shooter. And if you're getting some rounds in, if you're practicing and getting better, then the type of equipment that you use and the details of your ammunition and some of this other stuff is a second order effect. And so I wouldn't spend a huge amount of time thinking about it. Still, I'd love to know what everybody thinks. In the comments, please weigh in. Let me know what you think, what I've done wrong. And I'd love to hear from you.